Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Working Trader, where we're looking at the EUR USD and GBPUSD forex pairs, come up with daily trend analysis and possible trade ideas for the day. So let's jump into the news on Forex Factory. So today's Wednesday, we have CPI for the pound, and then there is a speech in the afternoon for the US. Okay, so we have CPI and a speech. So these are high impact events. Okay, so let's do a recap of yesterday and then a look ahead. So looking at the euro dollar, expand the daily chart. So we had this supply and price. I think at the time I was doing the analysis for the daily chart was around this area. So as you can see, price just shot up and took out the daily supply. So now that we're starting to see supply areas fail, now we have new areas of demand created. So it is likely that now we are possibly going up to target the week daily swing. Okay, so looking at the 4 hour, we had a POI at the extreme. It had already been mitigated here once, so expectation was deeper mitigation or failure, and so failure it was. And then all of these POIs have had failure swings, so now it's likely that price will just continue bullish from to take all of those supply areas out. Okay, and then on the 1 hour, we didn't have any strong POIs, okay, to take shots from. So I was saying that we'd either wait for a new supply area to be formed, okay, after this low would be broken. So we'd then be waiting for this low to be broken. So price was around here, so we would have been waiting for that low to be broken and then a new supply formed, and then we can then look to take shots from there as the confirmation entry. So however, as you can see, price did not do that. It just kept shooting up, okay, until it took out the whole zone. So now the swing for the 1 hour has actually shifted from bearish to a bullish IBOS, and then this is now our swing strong at the extreme. Okay, and then of course our internal had shifted a while back. This was our choke, this was our internal, and then this structure breaks were quite small, so we call them fractal. So this was internal right there. Okay, internal break of structure, and these are quite shallow, so just call them a fractal. So that's gone. Okay, all these areas are gone. All right, all these areas are gone. So everything is mitigated. Okay, right now price of course is reacting to this area up there, but all of these are failure swings, so expectation excuse me, so expectation is that all of these areas will be eliminated. Okay, will be eliminated. So for the pound, for the pound, there wasn't much analysis yesterday. But yes, price mitigated this, was in this supply. It has been respected, and price had a strong rejection. Okay, that's right, price had a strong rejection. And then this was the clean POI. This one has already been mitigated because we have this stay away candle, and so we're expecting deeper mitigation or elimination of the zone. The zone was eliminated. Okay, but this one has been respected, one at the extreme. Okay, right at the extreme, it has been respected. So let's see on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, our internal shifted bullish. We had another fractal break, but the extreme has still remained intact. Okay, that could have been liquidity that was being targeted if that would have been taken, and there was a good zone up there, then that would have been where we'd be looking for shorts. But the best zone was down here, and it was eliminated. And then this one, it had already been mitigated once and almost twice, and then 3 times. So I'm going to wait for it to be eliminated. Okay, so that's it for the pound. So let's look on today and see what we can expect. So looking at the daily Euro USD, we now have a brand new demand. We have brand new demand area right there. So looking in this scenario, we have this bullish engulf and this sell to buy. They're pretty much the same, so I could just put my zone to be that big. Okay, because price may just hit the buy to sell range and then take off from there. So expectation, looking at the daily, is that we're expecting price to maybe stay away today, and then maybe tomorrow or the day after or a few days later, come back to mitigate this area before continuing bullish. Okay, or this is the low, and then it will just continue bullish, maybe to take out this high. All right, and then come back at some point. So right now, those are the 2 possibilities. So that means the bias for high probability trades is bullish. And then on a 4 hour, that's our 4 hour break of structure. Excuse me. So we have a 4 hour break of structure. That makes that our that's internal, my bad. Internal break, alright boss. So this makes this strong internal. Okay, and then now we're starting to have this pullback, so this makes this our weak. a mix of weak and internal. All right. So what we have is we have the POI, right, and then everything else at the bottom, and then okay, we have this extreme, and then we have this, which has been mitigated right there. Okay, so now expectation is for price to pull back, mitigate this before continuing for longs. Okay, so the bias right now is longs. Everything is bullish. Internal and fractal are both bullish. So looking at 1 hour, so 1 hour swing is bullish. Yes, we've mitigated that. For the 1 hour to switch bearish, this is where we have a fractal break. So for it to switch bearish, that's where the change of character needs to happen. Okay, for us to start looking for shorts. But as it stands, it's strongly bullish. So oh no. So actually the choke has happened here. Okay. Okay, so we've had a choke, right? Right there, we've had a choke. So this makes this right. That makes that supply. Now we could include all of that. But that's just too wide, right? So we include, so I'll say that. Okay, so if you're inclined to take counter trend shorts, right, then this could be a short to take. Otherwise we should be waiting for longs. From down there. Okay, should be waiting for longs from down there. And then if that fails, do we have anything else here? Right here we do not have. Okay, so this is the only one where we could take a risk entry, right, or set and forget, and this one at the extreme as well. Otherwise we'll be waiting for confirmation. Okay, if you're not comfortable, then you wait for confirmation. So wait for a new demand to be formed, and then you take a long from there. So either, in this case, waiting for that, and then price comes back down, and we're waiting for this to be mitigated. If you're not comfortable, then could be waiting for something like price comes up, comes down, price comes down, takes out that, creates a new demand, and then now we look to go long. Okay, so that's for the Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD, and then for the pound, let me make that what it's supposed to be. That's a daily choke. Okay, so we have the supply area. Okay, prices within. Those are the two areas where prices restricted. So what's happened is we've created relatively equal highs, right there. So right there, that's from a daily, that's resting liquidity up top. Okay, now it's not much from the daily. So looking at the 4 hour, we're still bearish, right? um, so for us to have a choke, right, to start looking for shorts, this has to go. Okay, this has to be taken. But as it stands, in this pullback, price has been bullish. Okay, we've seen this 4 hour supply fail, and then this one is still holding price. Okay, that one is still holding price. Price has mitigated this POI. It had a reaction. Okay, these are relatively high, so those could be taken. We have an extreme supply right there. Okay, but by that point we would have changed trend to bullish, so counter trend shorts may not be a good thing. And then for 1 hour, let's see. Alright, so 1 hour, this has already been mitigated. It's given a reaction. I don't think it will go far. So I would say that's gonna fail, and then we have this demand at extreme. Okay, is it well formed? Not really, but we do have quite a departure, and we have these relatively equal lows, so that's resting liquidity down there. So expectation now, let's see. So we had a choke. Okay, we've had a choke on the entry time frame, bearish, but mitigated this 4 hour demand, and then we've come back to this brand new supply. Okay, mitigated, but I'm expecting this to fail. Excuse me. Right, so I'm expecting this to fail. So what that means is we could be looking for price to come down, mitigate this, and then go along, take this out, and then take the whole zone out. Okay, that's what I'm expecting right now. That's what I'm expecting. Okay, so that's it for the pound. Okay, so that's that for the pound. So that's our analysis for today for both the pound and the USD. Okay, so for the euro dollar, say we're expecting either price to mitigate that, go short, or we're expecting price to tank, mitigate this, and then go long. Else, if not comfortable with the risk entry because the POI is not well formed, you could be looking at a low, right, and then we have a break, and then we create a new demand, and then wait for that demand to be mitigated before we start looking for longs. So that's for the euro dollar. Okay, and then for the pound, we already sort of mitigated sort of this POI right here, and then price had a reaction. It hasn't come to the extreme. I'm not sure if it will, but the expectation is either we wait for you to come to the extreme to then look for longs, or it will just continue up and then take out this supply. Okay, so those are the trade ideas for the day and the analysis for the day. If you find value in this material, please hit the like and subscribe, and leave a comment as well. Alright, otherwise have a good day, and Working Trader out.